started off really well for me. I kind of jumped headfirst into a productive routine without thinking from day one of 2018, and I've been busy and I've been working on things, and it's been really fucking good for my mental health. And 2018 has just felt, or still currently feels, so fresh and new, which is not something that I usually feel at the start of each year, or at least not in this way. I don't know, the kind of fresh and new that I usually feel at the beginning of each year is almost a superficial fresh and new that's kind of spurred on by the idea that you should feel fresh and new, you know, it's a new year. But this is very much not a forced sense of newness. I didn't vlog January because I knew I was going to be really fucking busy in January and I didn't want to overload myself, so I just thought I'd take a little bit of a break and focus on the things that I guess were higher on my priority list. However, I wish I vlogged January. So many things have happened in January and it was such a good month, and I wish I had recorded it because it's a month that I would like to remember. I've mentioned this on my channel recently, but right at the beginning of this year on January 1st, I launched this short film channel with some friends of mine, and I have been spending most of my time working on the short films for that. And it just reiterated for me how much I love making films, and it reminded me exactly why I would like to be a director. Hello. Today has been one of those days where literally everything that could have possibly gone wrong has gone wrong. And I'm so irritated. I went down to borrow one of my parents' cars so that I can drive equipment to the filming location tomorrow and also drive back at 1 AM from filming tomorrow. And first of all, I happened to get on literally the single most packed train I have been on in a very long time and had to stand up most of the 2-hour journey and did nearly throw up and or faint on everyone around me. I get really bad travel sickness, especially when I'm standing up on trains and going backwards on trains, and also when I am as tired and run down as I am. Then on the way home I decided that I was gonna go stop by a music store near-ish my house because I still need to get a boom pole for tomorrow. What I didn't realize until I fucking got there was that it's closed because it's a Sunday, which is fine, except the suburbs of Sydney, specifically the suburbs of Sydney, have the single worst designed road system I have ever had the displeasure of using, and every single time I use it, it's just a nightmare, and I end up spending far too long driving in circles and getting really annoyed. So although this music store is what, maybe 10 minutes away from me, it took me an hour to get home and I'm so angry. Then when I got home, I realized that number one, the garage was completely full, so I had to park the car in one of the visitor parking spaces of this sort of complex and clear that out before driving it into the garage. And then I realized I forgot to actually pick up any of the stuff that I was supposed to pick up when I was home for the film tomorrow. And to top it all off, it's really unbearably humid. I'm so angry. I'm so angry at myself. I'm so angry at the universe. I'm so angry. Oh, also forgot to mention, there are trackwork train replacement buses at the moment, which are my worst nightmare. They are my least favorite thing in the entire fucking universe. And I have to use them again to go up to rehearsals at Central this evening. So now, to fix at least one of my mistakes, I am gonna go from garbage room to garbage room in my complex to try and find some empty spirit bottles.
Hello MTV, welcome to my crib. I call this one the murder room. Over here we have some plaster from when, you know, someone kicked a hole in the wall. Another one, you know, all goes down. Here's a vague just smudge along the wall. Probably just someone scraping real bad. Yeah, you're gonna come on. Get in on this. This is. That takes time. Okay, that's all authentic. We didn't bullshit that one. You know, just some old, you know, marks from things being on the wall, that sort of thing. This is a unique one. This is a warp in the wall. This is, you know, real texture. This one is the original, you know, artwork of the, we like to call it, we haven't named it yet. But it is.
We actually have a physical box. So, like, while that's happening, like the glasses are being brought over, we're just like the cards are just keeping on playing. So you're kind of like trying to figure out what's up, obviously, because you've got your hidden agenda. And then these guys are.
Blah, blah. I am Hercules Mulligan, up in it, loving it. Yes, I heard your mother say, come again. Look up your daughters and horses. Of course, it's hard to have intercourse.
Hello. First of all, I'm fucking exhausted. I'm in so much pain everywhere. I'm so tired. Second of all, the past 48 hours have been simultaneously the most stressful 48 hours of my entire life, and also some of the best 48 hours of my entire life. So we shot the short film that we have been working on for the past month, 2 months, yesterday and the day before, filming on the first night from about, well, I was at the location from about 8 p.m. until 4 a.m. and I didn't actually go to sleep until like 6 a.m. And then yesterday we were at the location, I was at the location from about 6 p.m. until about 12 p.m. I think, and then I didn't get to sleep until like 3 a.m. So I'm just a wreck. I've been craving this specific brand of productive stress and the kind of stress that kind of keeps you going for so long, for years. Because for years, the only kind of stress I've felt really is the kind of stress that like stops me functioning as a human being. So it was just so fucking nice to be so busy and so involved in something that I just wasn't spiraling and my thoughts weren't racing and I wasn't feeling the constant presence of anxiety that I usually feel. So yeah, filming was lovely. By the end, I was so, like, I nearly burst into tears on the second day because of just frustration and tiredness, and a lot of things went wrong on the second filming day, so yesterday. But overall, despite that, I'm just so happy with how everything turned out, because I was so fucking worried. Because first of all, casting this short film was an absolute nightmare. I went through every single person that I knew and then some to find people who were going to be able to fill the roles that we needed. And then people kept dropping out as well. And so one of the characters we cast the day before we were actually filming, and I had not met 3 of the cast members, so I was so worried, but it turned out so well. Everyone did so well. There were minimal fuck ups in lines and performances, and everyone just brought a really good personality to the film set, and it was just a really enjoyable experience. Hello. So I just saw the footage from the short film that we shot on Monday and Tuesday last week, and I was in charge of cinematography and a lot of other things, but cinematography was like my actual role that I was supposed to be doing, and I made a fucking mistake that I seem to consistently make, despite the fact that I always try and prepare for that mistake and try my hardest not to make that mistake, and that is that some of the shots have awkward focus. Some of the shots just have awkward focus, or they're out of focus, or they're a little kind of amateurishly jerky. And I know this is an overreaction, but every single like good thing that I was feeling about that film and that, you know, 2-day period that I so enjoyed when we shot the film is just it's been erased by the fact that I fucked up. I was so looking forward to having made something that I could be proud of for once. Man, this is a learning process, and the entire point of this channel, like Distant Tape Productions, and this entire sort of project is to learn and to grow and to make mistakes. But I was so confident, and I'll get over it in a few days, but I'm so annoyed. Hello, I realized that I kind of just left this hanging here and I didn't actually get any more footage of my reflective process after this, but I wanted to let you know that I did get over it within a day or two. I went swimming, I took myself to the movies, we finished editing the project, and then we published it, and I'm feeling a lot better about it. Hello. February and January has been a real big up, followed by quite a dramatic, but not as long, down period. However, this is nothing when compared to how horrible I felt at this time last year. The beginning of 2018 has overall been really good. I feel like I have my shit together so much more. I feel more comfortable in who I am and the world around me. And I've been doing some really cool shit. The beginning of 2018 has seen quite a break from social media for me, though, because I've just been feeling really sort of disillusioned with it as of late. I've just not been happy with how I present myself online and my relationship with social media and the way I use it and the way it affects my outlook on life. So I've taken such a step back, honestly, and it's been quite good for me. It's been quite a healthy decision because I've just been able to focus on other things. Social media has a tendency to bring out such a horrible competitive side of me because social media is a competition effectively, or it's the way it's structured and the way people interact with it. It breeds competitiveness and constant comparison to other people. And it also just breeds such a fear of sinking into irrelevance. And I don't know, in me in particular, and I guess this is probably the same for a lot of people, it inspires this intense fear or sense of stress over being a horrible person if you're not publicly and thoughtfully articulating your opinions on the world, specifically in regard to political events, the serious shit that's happening in the world. But I'm the sort of person who needs to take a step back and observe a situation before I open my mouth about it. I'm the sort of person whose instinct is to sit back and quietly watch and scope out every single angle of a situation before I voice an opinion on it. In any sort of formal or serious way. But there's this urgency in social media, this urgency and this need to just sort of blurt something out as quickly as possible, have your say as quickly as possible, so that your opinion matters and so that you matter and so that you're a good person, a good, smart, intelligent person. And that sort of culture, although stemming from a well-meaning source, it just causes me so much underlying stress. And I think it was a big part of some of the problems I was having last year, in terms of my creativity and in terms of my mental health, etc., etc. So yeah, anyway, taking a step back from social media, which has been good, and it's allowed me to just sort of let go a little. Anyway, I hope you have an amazing day and or month, and I will see you whenever I see you with a new video. Bye.